Chair now recognizes Mr. Lynch from Massachusetts.
Thank you. Welcome, Postmaster General DeJoy. First of all, I want to thank you for coming up to Boston and looking at the potential of relocating the general mail facility there. I got a sense of how hard you're working at some of these things, so I want to thank you for that. Inspector General Hull, thank you as well for attending. Just to go back to the vehicle situation at the post office. So, according to the Inspector General's office, the post office has about 230,000 vehicles. I think you're second only to the Department of Defense. Is that right?
I don't know what the Department of Defense has, but we're 230,000 vehicles.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. And the last time we looked at this issue, we had almost a quarter of those vehicles had exceeded their life expectancy of 24 years. Is that your guess on that?
Life expectancy was 20, and they're all, when I get done with 100,000 vehicles in 4 years, I'll still have 100,000 vehicles outside their useful life.
Right. It's pretty bad. I did have a chance to see a demonstration of the new electric vehicle. Mm-hmm. The carriers love it. The letter carriers love it. The package delivery folks, rave about it. It's got a side thing where it's a lot safer. They can deliver from. They can actually take the packages out from the sidewalk. So it's getting pretty good reviews from the people who use it. Not to mention, it actually has seat belts and it has air conditioning, which none of the vehicles, none of those 230,000 vehicles, believe it or not, had air conditioning. Which, I can only imagine how it is down south trying to deliver mail in those older vehicles. So. Really pleased with the progress that you've made there. I know that we were able to give the post office about $3 billion in the Inflation Reduction Act. What's that going to buy us in this current transaction in terms of, I know Oshkosh is producing some of these vehicles. Is that right?
So
these are U.S. produced vehicles, right?
U.S. produced vehicles.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We had $1.9 billion for infrastructure, which means buying charging stations, going out, implementing charging stations in our new sorting and delivery centers right now, and deploying vehicles there. We got $1.2 billion to use, to use as an offset to the increase in the electric vehicle price versus a standard vehicle that we would have bought. If an electric vehicle costs approximately $75,000, and a base vehicle would have cost $55,000, we applied a $20,000 to that, and that kept us in. I didn't wait. There was a lot of discussion on that to keep us. We had to get the vehicles to go in where we had already existing amperage, which is where we went to our sorting and delivery centers. We needed a pretty deliberate, plan in terms of implementation and so forth. So that's working good. And we also bought 10,000 Ford E-Transits, which we're trying to get deployed. They're left-hand drive. So, and all of this is over the next, 5-6 years. So there's imbalances in terms of what we're doing, but we're getting them deployed. Okay.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about was informed delivery. So you get an app on the post office officer. This is a rollout, so it's not going completely smoothly. But you've got an app here where you can actually look at your mail before it arrives when it comes onto the general mail facility, and it's not completely available to everybody right now, and I'm a little concerned about that. Some addresses are not eligible, but when you think about it, you've got close to 170 million addresses and delivery points. Why can we not turn this into a revenue stream for the post office? If everybody's going to be looking, potentially, you roll this out, everybody's looking at what's coming in their mail. Other companies will want to piggyback on that to advertise when somebody's buying, say a gardening product or something like that. If other producers are trying to, sell their products into that same market, it This is what Amazon is doing, basically. You know?
100%. When I came here, we had about 30 million people on the service. I pushed and worked with the team, and we're up to almost 60 million. Now, you need other things to make it work. We need a good delivery system. We need a good information system. We're redoing our whole tracking and tracing and form system. We used it during the COVID test kit distribution to go into areas and give messaging about ordering. And we had a click-through percentage on that when we send, if somebody signs up for informed delivery, we send an email. They open that email. It was a very, very high rate. And that's how, right, and the click-through rate was, probably like 5%, which is big in terms of marketing. And this is the whole plan. We need to use that, and we're building that out to inspire a delivery. And I think we get this program set up right and make the fixes that we need to make in how we move mail and packages together in an integrated manner from 5 networks we had when I got here down to 1. Okay, things will be delivered and collected from residences that we're not even imagining right now. People will use this, and that system will be part of it.
Yeah, all these other members are talking about a revenue problem. We have a revenue problem here.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying this has huge potential if we could focus on it. Thank you. I yield back.
Gentleman yields